Welcome to another conversation on the Scholar Hour with a San Antonio Lighthouse Scholarship winner. Today we speak to Ariana Santeliz. She is currently working on her master's at the University of Texas at San Antonio. It's important to note that when somebody says that they are blind or have a visual impairment, that could mean so many different things. The individual could have enough usable vision to not have to use a cane or to need much assistive technology to complete their tasks. On the other hand, someone who has some vision could use a cane in order to help them feel safe as they travel from place to place. As a good rule of thumb, it's always good to ask how you can assist. This way, the individual can tell you if they need assistance or not. Without further delay, here's the interview with Ariana. Hey guys, welcome to another edition of the Scholar Hour on the Blind Beat. With me, I have Ariana Santeliz, and she is also a San Antonio Lighthouse Scholarship winner. Thank you for joining us. Ariana, how are you doing today?
Hey, doing well. Excited to do this interview. A little nervous because I've never really spoken publicly to anyone about my visual disability.
It's okay. Don't be nervous. We'll just talk about it. Myself, I am also blind. I have retinitis pigmentosa. So we're just going to talk here, try to have some fun here during your lunch hour, which I thank you again for giving me this time to talk. And so tell me, what is your eye condition?
My eye condition is also retinitis pigmentosa. When I was about 6, my mom started noticing things like I would run into walls, or people were asking me to kind of pass the ball when we were playing a game, and I wouldn't really respond. So she started taking me to the doctor around 9, and then I was misdiagnosed several times, and I was even told that I would be blind by the time completely blind by the time I was in high school. Picture, 9, 10-year-old girl being told that she would be blind by the time she was in high school. But I was formally diagnosed properly when I was 13. I started seeing Dr. Jeremiah Brown with the Brown Retina Institute. And the reason I haven't really told people about my visual disability is because I don't really see it as a disability. Of course, the government defines it as such. If you have less than 20 degrees visual field, then you are legally blind. And I think the last time I got tested, I had like 15 degrees in one eye and 18 degrees in the other eye. And so I definitely see a difference from me and like a person who doesn't have this condition. But thankfully, like my central vision is very stable, and I'm on daily eye drops.
So tell me, what do you do right now? I know you're currently employed, so what is it that you do right now?
Sure. I work at UTSA as a digital marketing manager, specifically for paid advertising and paid social media.
So right now you just handle your work by using the magnification software on your Mac computer? Is that how you access and complete your tasks?
Yeah, I don't really need much else except just increasing the magnification on the host operating system and sometimes specific files. But other than that, not a lot of people know, because you can't really tell unless I tell you. Some of the struggles that I've had is like people trying to talk to me and they're standing right next to me, and I have my headphones in because I'm on a conference call, or just trying to concentrate, and I can't see them because they're coming up from the side. And people often think that I'm just stuck up and ignoring them, and absolutely that's not the case.
I didn't even know
Yeah,
that
I
you were
didn't
there.
know you were there.
You know what's happened to me a lot? Like you said, because you don't know if somebody's there or not. I've been talking to someone, and I think the conversation is still going, And so I keep talking, and then I find out that, oh, they stepped away a little while ago. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, let me know when you step away,
Yeah,
because
that's
I
happened to
can't
me
tell.
before. People forget, like, there have been occasions where I do kind of quote unquote come out to someone about it and tell them, and then they forget because it's just not really noticeable. Like, unless you are really paying attention to me, my every move, then you can tell. But they'll forget, and like you said, they'll walk away from me, and I'm still talking to them, and I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, that's happened to me a lot. So, I hang out with my brother, and nobody else in my family has this eye condition. So, my brother has told me that there's people that wave at me because, like you said, it's not noticeable. Like, oh man, somebody just waved at you. And I was like, I feel bad because I'm like, I didn't know. I don't want anybody to feel bad because I didn't wave back, but it happens, it just one of those things. I think one time we were sitting outside and a car drove by and says, "Oh man, somebody just waved at you." I'm like, "Man." And I had my cane right next to me. So I'm like, "Well, it's just not noticeable sometimes, even if you have a cane with you.
yeah,
That because you could be looking at somebody and they're like, "Hey, how's it going?"
yeah, my husband flags me about that all the time. We try to kind of maintain some sort of social life for me, but I usually bring him along, and he always flags me. Like, he'll touch my elbow and let me know that somebody's talking to me or trying to shake my hand or whatever.
So how do you do work at USAA? That's such a big building. How do you get around there?
That daily mobility is not like really an issue for me because I my central vision is really strong. My main
Okay.
issue is that I can't drive. I shouldn't drive. And so just getting to and from work is my main kind of pain point. So my husband drops me off and picks me up every day, and I wait for him because San Antonio is not a great public transportation system, and the Via Trans, it has like a plus or minus 4 hour window, and I'm a busy person. Like, I help my husband with his business, doing QuickBooks, the accounting, the invoicing, the kind of estimates, and collecting payment, and then I have my schoolwork, and I have a couple of rental properties that I manage for us for our retirement planning, and then I have my full
Mm-hmm.
time job, so I can't be sitting around waiting for a 4 hour window for the Via Trans to
Right.
come and pick me up. My issue with getting around the building is only when something is there that I'm not expecting it to be, like a floor is
Right.
wet sign on the floor. Like, my path to where the drop off is to my desk, I know it very well, right? It's not an issue. What I don't run into walls and things anymore because I already know they are there. The issue is like running into a person, or if there's a new
Right.
sign, a temporary sign or something that is placed on the ground. I'm not really looking for it, but I also mostly walk with my head down because I'm always looking down to make sure that I'm not running into anything. But man, yeah, I've gotten some good falls, like just walking around in the street because the sidewalk
Yeah.
finishes, and I wasn't looking down, and oh man, my ankle just took a hard beating on that one. But like I said, I'm extremely fortunate that I have been able to adapt, and I'm not completely blind. I'm just not like I. It's hard for me because I don't completely identify with the disabled community because I'm fortunate that I still have a lot of my abilities, but I also don't 100% like pair up with people that are regular and don't have this disability because I can't compete. Like I can't drive and I can't
Right.
walk and talk and eat like at the same time, like have a meeting with you while we're walking and talking because I'm trying to look at where I'm going, not listen to what this meeting is about. And so I'm kind of in the middle in a tough situation. And like I said, I kind of try to not tell people because I don't want to be treated differently. I want my achievements to be recognized for me, for my intelligence, for my work ethic, and not have someone, feel sorry for me or pity me because of that
Right.
information that they have about my visual disability.
You were talking about having like a social life. So do you have any hobbies? Do you do anything like for fun or that you did in college or anything like that?
I travel a lot with my husband, and we've been, to Europe, to the Caribbean, to Mexico. We've done a lot of cruising.
What's been the nicest place you've been to that you were like, this is awesome?
I think my favorite place was the Netherlands, like Amsterdam and the surrounding cities. They're all so unique, and they have beautiful landscapes, and the transportation is mainly bicycles. It's the priority is bicycles
Nice.
and then pedestrians and then cars. And so there's a lot of public transportation, and it would just be a dream to move somewhere where driving is not such an impact and a burden on me. So these places, you have so many options for transportation to get to where you want to go. And here we are in San Antonio, where it's like all you can do is either drive or just sit around your house. And so
Let me ask you this. So currently, what school are you going to?
I'm going to UTSA. I got my undergraduate there in communications, public relations, and I'm back for my master's in real estate development and project management.
Did you take the majority of classes online or did you go onto campus?
No, when I was in my undergraduate program, I would take the bus. It would take me 3 hours to go from the southwest side of San Antonio to the northwest side. There wasn't a direct route, so I would take 3 hours there and 3 hours back. And then once I got married and got a better job, got my career that pays me well right now, and my master's, like I'll take an Uber. So the USAA campus is not that far from UTSA, so I'll take an Uber to there. And then my husband would pick me up at night, and we would go home, like once he was done with work and I was done with my class.
How did you find out about the San Antonio Lighthouse Scholarship?
My first semester in my master's degree, I had a professor who works for the Lighthouse. For my professor in accounting, Miss Preston, I believe, and she's the
Yeah.
one who told me about it.
Nice. Yeah. Gay Preston, of course. How has it helped you?
It's helped me with the transportation, like being able to pay for a Lyft ride instead of taking the bus or having to pull my husband away from his job to drop me off.
Did you grow up here in San Antonio?
Yes, I grew up in San Antonio.
Awesome. What would be your advice to someone who's trying to get the confidence to go to school, who doesn't know where to start and doesn't know how to start? What would you tell them to help them get out there and go and maybe enroll in a university or college courses?
You have to have a lot of persistence because there are a lot of challenges and hurdles, right? Whether it's from people that have just kind of motivation about why would you do it if you don't even know if you're gonna get a job, with your visual disability. I think now is a time more than ever to kind of speak out about our lives and help people see through our eyes, like walk in our shoes. And the only way they can do that is if you're vocal about it and telling people your story. You'll find that many people are willing to help you. Like I have had classmates who will offer to pick me up for a group meeting that we needed to have, or the staff at UTSA, there's admissions counselors that are very, very approachable, that have helped me, and just always being inquisitive, like, how do I get this answer and who do I talk to, and can you help me? If it's not you that can help me, can you point me in the direction of who can? And always, fighting for the end goal, like making sure that you know what your priority is, and always keeping that at the top of your mind.
What's your passion? What drives you to do what you do?
So part of what motivates me is the fact that I'm part of so many underrepresented minority groups. First, female, I'm Latina, I'm legally blind. I come from a low socioeconomic background, which limited my opportunities. I grew up the south side of San Antonio. My family immigrated here from Mexico with nothing on their backs and just working low wage jobs. Also being adopted, like not growing up with my birth mother and my father. And lastly, I lived as an undocumented person for most of my life here in the US, and that in itself poses so many challenges. But I finally got my citizenship in 2017. But just the fact that I check all of those boxes and the world is so against me, like all the cards are stacked against me, it just really motivates me to want to be somebody, to achieve big dreams, to contribute positively to society, and to inspire other people that, yes, all the cards were stacked against me, but if you look at the other spectrum of all the things that I've been able to accomplish, and I'm not stopping there. I want to continue accomplishing things. That I think it's a really great story for people to follow and be inspired by, the fact that I'm not letting any of those things hold me back.
I want to congratulate you once again for receiving the San Antonio Lighthouse Scholarship for this year. I wish you success in all your studies and all that you're doing. And thank you so much for giving us this time and talking to us here on the Scholar Hour, The Blind Beat.
Thank you, Jose.
During this interview, Dr. Brown was mentioned. If you would like to find out more information about Brown Retina Institute, visit their website at www.retinasurgeonsanantonio.com or give them a call at 210-693-1063. Thank you for joining me on the Scholar Hour. If you would like to interact with the show, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at The Blind Beat. My name is AZ. We'll talk to you soon.